recently taken a corporate background in TypeScript, and it is something which is not required for every fresher who want to get into the IT field to know, and become a web app developer, which we always try to make people. So for them, only HTML is a JavaScript and React is success. React is enough. But when you go inside a company, you see that TypeScript is used heavily in almost all companies because there is a problem with JavaScript. The problem with JavaScript that it is not strongly typed. And in bigger project, which I have seen, and bigger project, what happens? A lot of errors come down when we code something. The errors come down there, and those errors hampers the production speed. So all managers like types, although it seems to be a lot, because types without TypeScript, JavaScript is very easy. What is TypeScript? TypeScript is actually superset. It's a superset of, yeah, it's a superset of JavaScript. Means it is a over JavaScript, and it is required, and it was created by Microsoft to be over JavaScript. Nowadays, slowly the world is moving towards TypeScript. Everybody loves TypeScript a lot, and the TypeScript code, actually a browser doesn't understand TypeScript at all. The TypeScript code get converted into JavaScript. So nowadays there is a very good chance, if you go in a company, you're going to work on TypeScript, which is a superset of JavaScript. It is not that much scary. Also, we'll learn about that, and I'm soon going to release a course. Also, I'm telling that I'm soon going to release a course, also detailed course. This is a 5 days beginners to advanced, and that will be a beginners to master. Like, this course will be there also, and I'm going to release a book also. More on that later on. Means they are going to release on 5th September. More on that later on. So let's get started with the beginners thing. And if you are all beginners, you just need to have a bit of JavaScript knowledge. Okay, not bit, means you should have gone through our JavaScript beginners to advanced course to understand TypeScript. So that is the main criteria. We're going to cover a bit of React also. Angular by default comes with TypeScript, because you cannot escape TypeScript in Angular by default it is TypeScript. But in React, it is not required to have TypeScript. Required is not required to have TypeScript, but you can have a React project with TypeScript. Maybe if we get time, I'll do a React project also with TypeScript. Okay, so that is there, and let me see. That will come all, and this kind of courses, as you all know, this kind of courses generally we get participation certificate. So you attend all 4 days. I generally take 4 days nowadays. So 4 days you attend, you get the participation certificate, and daily there will be attendance taken at the end. Okay, so let me also share my screen, and it might be a bit high level for lot of people, because you need to know JavaScript to know TypeScript, and you need to have done JavaScript course from a channel which Hari takes nowadays. Beginners to advanced, advanced to master. Advanced to master is not required, but beginners to advanced is required, which is taken every month by Hari. Okay, so what, as I've already told, what is TypeScript and all. So how we are going to do a project setup. So for project setup, I'm inside a folder, and here I'll do mkdir, and it is, maybe I'll write it as basics, this and this much command line you have to know, because you are now doing this TypeScript and all. Okay, so I have called this, and one sec. Okay, so I'll open it with VS Code. Okay, let me put this time. Yeah, I'll open this with VS Code, and then I'll have a index.html, and here as is not, and basic HTML code, and there I'll write TypeScript Basics, and which one, TypeScript then I'll also include a script, and it will be main.js. But why main.js? Why not TypeScript.js? Again, the same thing. Browser doesn't understand TypeScript; it understands JavaScript only. So this is then what we need to do here, we need to install TypeScript globally in your system. So you need to have this thing, npm i-g and TypeScript. So I've already done this thing. Dash gem is globally. You have to do this only one time. So I've already done this thing. So I'll not do this again. So you have to do this thing. npm i TypeScript. So now what we need to do, we will go here and see, we have not created yet the main.js file. I'll go here and create a TypeScript file which is main.ts. Main.ts I'll create, and then maybe I'll do CLG. So let's get started. CLG, and this is TypeScript. This is TypeScript. I'll write and save it. Okay. So that is done. Now let me open the editor here only, Control-J, and I will write a command. Because I have done this globally, it is installed globally, so I can write tsc, and I have to give the name main.ts. Main.ts I'll do, and it ran successfully, no error, and it created the JavaScript file for me. Okay, it created a JavaScript file, and if you see, it will be the same thing because console.log is same thing. But some of the advanced features of TypeScript which you are going to see, you're going to see that TypeScript file will have a lot of different things, a lot of advanced things, and the JavaScript file will convert. This JavaScript file will contain the simplified version of it, which will be actually converted into simple JavaScript, because browser only understand JavaScript, not TypeScript. It is for us developers. It is for us developers, but a benefit of the developers, so that there can be less error caught during production. Caught even if you don't save it, the error will be caught. How it will be caught, I will tell. Okay, so this main.js is now there, so it's better to start this. So maybe I'll close this thing and I'll go live. So you all know how to go live. I'll not open it in Safari because Safari is one of the worst browser out there, and maybe I will open it here in the Chrome. I will put it here. Okay, so it is done. Now also let us see whether it is working. So if I open the console, I'm going to see this is TypeScript has been done. So means it is working fine. So that is there. Now what we need to do, we are now going to start with TypeScript, whatever is there, and main.ts, main.ts, we are going to use it later on. But right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to index.ts. I'm going to create another ts file, and we are going to start with the just basics of TypeScript. Means what is the TypeScript and all those things, basics. Okay, so let us do that. And here, so in JavaScript, as you know, only var is there. Okay, only var is there, and everything is var. So if you give something as a number, it will be taken as a number. If you give something as a string, it will be taken as a string. So TypeScript, as the name suggests, it adds a type to the things. Okay, so now we have everything as a type. See, this can only be done in the .ts file. So I'll have a, first we'll see the numbers. So it has got all the types. So first we'll see the numbers. So here, if I give a let my num equal to 10, if I give let my num equal to 10, and then also it will take a number type. Okay, I don't have to always specify it. So it might be seem like, okay, it's like a JavaScript code only. Okay, no, because we are not specified, it doesn't means that we cannot specify it. And it's a good practice to always specify something when you're using a TypeScript. So let another num is number. So this is the type. So number is a type, and we have to give it with this colon and number. It's not necessary to have this space, but always good practice. Okay, so colon and number. So I'm giving it's a type number. And there is one more way to see the type of this thing. If I hover my mouse over, this is very powerful. Hover my mouse over it. So that's why VS Code and TypeScript goes hand in hand. And there is one more reason behind that. And you should always use VS Code for that reason, because the coolest free products are now coming from Microsoft stable. See, VS Code is Microsoft product, TypeScript is a Microsoft product. So what happens, they gel very well. So that's why don't use something else, some other code editor. Please don't use Sublime Text. Okay, for that reason. So if I hover my mouse over it, see what will happen. It is showing me that let my num is there. It is of type number. And another num is there. It is also type number. So that is a very good feature of VS Code. Okay. So now I have given the type. Now what? So if I give my num equal to 12, and then my num equal to 12, like, see, the second one is giving me error. This will not give error in JavaScript, but this is giving error in TypeScript, and that is a very good thing. That is a very good thing. It is giving error in JavaScript, because most of the time, if you want something as a number, you don't want it as a string and all. But JavaScript will not give this an error because it's a loosely typed language. It is giving me error. See, another thing, another important thing to notice is I have not saved this file. I have not even saved this file. It is giving me error. Not even save this file. So if I hover my mouse over it, it will also tell the exact error. Type string is not assignable to type number. Exact error also it will give. Now like this, if I give another number equal to 30, it will take the number. But another number, if I try to give a Boolean thing like false, again error, because again need to give, hover my mouse over it, type Boolean is not assignable to type number. Save it. And because it is giving me error even before saving it. Okay, so that is the beauty of TypeScript. Okay, so even before saving it, it will give me the error. So now we have seen the numbers type. Now we will see the string and Boolean type. Okay, string and Boolean type, and it will be like string let my str equal to hello, and let another. So even if you don't give anything, it will take the type string, because that is because of TypeScript. Okay, it will take the type string because I have assigned it to a string str, and I can give it also string. So one more thing to notice is that, see, this string and number are of small letter. It is not, I'm not using some big letter N or S. Okay, that is very important to understand again. Okay, so that is there, and that. Okay, so now again I will save it, and then I will come over here, and if I give my str equal to true, it will give error. Another str equal to 45, it will give an error. Then these all strings are there. Okay, now we'll see the Boolean. Let my bool, and I can give Boolean like this equal to true, and let another bool equal to false. Okay, so then what will happen? My bool is, I give some string like string true is not equal to the Boolean true, string true, then it will be like this. Another bool equal to 76. It is both of them will give. So false. So again, if I'm hover my mouse over it, string is not assignable to type Boolean. Number is not assignable to type Boolean. Okay. So you might be seeing one thing. See, I'm not giving types here and here. So there is one thing which is known as inference. So it is not always necessary to give the types in most cases, but you should give, as I've told. But in some cases, it is very much required to give the type, or else even TypeScript will not catch the error. So that's why I'm telling, it is always advisable, if you're using TypeScript, you should always give the type. Yeah. So that thing is known as so there is always a term for everything, inference. That thing is known as inference. So suppose what happens, I declare a variable let salary, and I'm not initializing it earlier. Let salary out there. So even TypeScript doesn't know what is the type, because I have not initialized here all the things. I was initializing it earlier. My num equal to something, my string equal to something, my another bool equal to something. So TypeScript was understanding. Okay, this have to be a number. This have to be a string. This have to be a boolean. But I'm giving let salary. Let salary. TypeScript doesn't know that what is a salary. It is not a AI or something. So it doesn't know the salary need to be a number. It's no AI. Okay, so salary equal to 12,000. Okay, but actually I wanted the salary to be a number. Okay, so like this 12,000. But if I give salary equal to 12,000, see, TypeScript is not giving me error, which is not a good thing. I don't want salary to be a string, but it is a string. Even if I give salary equal to true, it is not. It will not give me error. It will not give me error. So which is not right. So that's the reason it is always advisable to give it something number. So this phenomena is known as inference. Okay, so like let's save it. Now it is giving me the perfect error which I always needed. Type string is not assignable to number. Type boolean is not assignable to type number. Okay, so we are here. Now what we are going to learn. Now we'll learn the basic types. So this are the basic types: number, string, boolean. Okay, so primitive data types. Now let us learn the non-primitive data type, which is very important, which is objects. Okay, so let us come here and do a objects. Okay, so this is just write an object const developer equal to this, and first name is Rendu, last name is Vishwas, and age is 30, and is trainer is true. Trainer is true. So that is there. So this is an object. So what will it? Even you should give the type of an object. What should be the type of this object? So and TypeScript, there is a sort of a shortcut and what all. Okay. So what is the type of a salary when you haven't given any type to it? When I have not given any type to it, let us see. So the shortcut is, there's a good question. The shortcut is like if I hover my mouse over it, it will say it as any. And any is a very bad thing to do in TypeScript, because if I'm going to do any, what's the benefit of TypeScript? So the type will be any. If I don't give anything, it will be any. Okay, so that is it. So now what is the type of this developer? Type of this developer. So if I hover my mouse over it, so this is a type of a trick and a shortcut. In React projects, we sometimes need this trick. React have sometimes very complicated type of types which we don't even know what to take. You hover your mouse over it, it will tell you what a type. So in this case also we'll show use that trick. So I want to get the type of it. So if I hover my mouse over it, so it is giving me the type of this developer, and that type, it is telling that you have to take something like this, and then you have to give, and see, this is not an object actually, this is a type. Okay, and this is a semicolon also. Object is this thing. So this is where sometime a bit of confusion comes in the when you suddenly see the object type, the confusion can come. Okay, so we have not given any type here, so let us create something new in which we are going to give type, and const new developer. Now I will give the type here itself. Okay, so I'll give the type here. Name is, and it's always better to give the type like this in a single line. Okay, name. I want a name, so I will decide first one. Okay, I want a name. It will be type string, and then there is not a comma. There is a semicolon. So it means it's not an object also. Age is number, and is tab is boolean. Is dev is boolean like this, and then I'll give a comma and this, and then name is awesome, and age is 9, and see, it is still giving me error. So if I hover my mouse over it, it will tell that it is not actually, it will tell me isDev is declared here. So it is actually giving me error because this isDev is not yet done. So that's why it is giving. IsDev is missing in the type. What is there? So I have to give the isDev is true. Now see, the error has gone. So when developer uses TypeScript, they will get error in this browser itself, and in this code editor itself. And when they get the error in the code editor, they just have to fix it. Then only means that error will go away even before saving it. It will do. So, but one thing, how is the means this all is knowing as there is some error in this TypeScript and all. How is the browser? How is this? I am telling browser. How is this code editor getting to know where is that? See, we have to install TypeScript globally, and when we do a .ts in any file, so behind the scene, the VS Code runs a TypeScript compiler or whatever it is set. It runs it continuously. It keeps on running. So I want to tell you one thing. I have seen this thing that you need sometime not that heavy laptop or computer as a React Native thing. React Native and all Android development requires a very heavy laptop and all. So those who don't know, they can know. Means one of the reason that I am using a Mac because I sometimes do React Native also. But even TypeScript require a slightly level high of a laptop because it always keeps on running in the background. Okay, so not always, but a 4 GB RAM may be not sufficient. A 8 GB RAM is required. That is something which I have seen because I have sometimes got those slowness when I am streaming because I am using a M1 8 GB, but then also I'm streaming. It takes a lot of pressure on the computer. So TypeScript, how TypeScript do? TypeScript keeps on running in the background when I'm doing this. See, I'm not even saving it, but it's keep on running. So that's why it is able to catch those errors. Or else how it will catch those errors. Okay, so that is it. So this is there. This is something very good in which you can do in TypeScript. And now one more thing. Now a lot of time happens in object. What happens in object? Like maybe I will take this new developer dot name equal to awesome. So like this I'll do. Okay. Now that is okay because it has got a name property and I can override it. But in JavaScript, sometimes what happens, we generally okay. So dot suppose now I'm going to add it from here, and so it will give me error. It will give me error. But sometime in JavaScript, one more things also happen. You suddenly try to add something new, some new key value pairs, which will not give any error in JavaScript, like this new developer dot first first name equal to, so like this it will not give me any error in JavaScript. But actually I don't want this behavior. This is not a good behavior that suddenly I have an object and I am adding some new key value pair to it. It's not a good behavior, but this will give error in TypeScript because I have already mentioned that this new developer need to have name, age, and each step. So if I move my mouse over here, it will give first name doesn't exist on the type. So that is again a very good thing. Okay. So now we have done this thing. Now what we are going to do? We are going to do arrays. Again a non-primitive data type, but one of the most important thing in JavaScript, which is arrays. Arrays. Okay. So arrays, what we are going to do. So array, maybe I will write a const languages equal to React Angular comma view. React Angular view. These three things. Now what is the type of it? What is the type of it? And first see that. Again I will hover my mouse over it to see the type because it you might find it also a bit more even more complicated than object types. Okay, so if I hover my mouse over it, see the type it is giving as this string this is the type. What does that means? That means that it is an of array of strings. So string I will write first, and then this array thing is array of string. It means that. So again, if I do like languages dot push and type script languages dot push to 6. Okay. See, I was telling something and now it happened. Those who have seen very closely, this error came after around 3 to 4 seconds. See, I'm telling, I have a very powerful desktop. Actually, I have a desktop. I have a very powerful desktop. It's a Mac Mini M1, but it's a 8 GB. But then also it's very powerful. Then also it came after 1 second because I am streaming also, so it takes a lot of bandwidth. It came after 3 seconds, so that's the reason I will give that. We can give multiple data types and all. We are going to cover all those things later on. We can give multiple data types, like I know what you might be asking. You might be asking like, can you give a like array of string and numbers. We are going to cover that in union types and all. Okay, so slowly, keep on slowly, we are going to cover this not a 1 day course, this is a 4 day course. Okay, so that is there. So see this. So this came like this and it gave me error. But after some time, languages dot push true. Hopefully this will give me error now. To true, it will give me error. But again, after 2 seconds, it is giving me error. So a boolean is not assignable of type string. So now I will take a const numbers. Now we'll take it ahead only. Const numbers is of number array. So it means what? It means it's an array of number. And then we'll get 51, 23, 34. We'll take this thing. Then we'll have numbers dot push maybe 56. It will be allowed, but numbers dot push 56 not allowed. See, it is again a bit slow because I'm streaming also. It will be a bit faster because most of you are not streaming, but I'm streaming and showing, so it is a bit slow for me. After 2 seconds it is coming. Okay, so it is giving me error, but the main thing is the type is like this, number like this. Okay, number array of number. So string and boolean are not allowed here. So I'll save it. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is again a bit complicated thing, which is complex arrays. See, in TypeScript we are learning mainly this thing, right? How to give the type and all. Okay, so that is what we are learning, the main thing. So what is a complex array? What is a complex array? Complex array can be anything, like a complex array is a array of object, which is the most common way for data to travel on the internet. Most of you who have done my course or courses know that the array of object is the most common way. JSON placeholder site and all the site you go, array of object is how the modern internet works. So let us give an array of object. Const arr of obj and then I need an array of object. So the main thing of a type will be like this, because this was a array of number, but it's an array of object is there. So that will be there. Now you also have to give in this object what types will be there. So I will have a name, string, and age number. Name, string, and age number, like this. Now we have to add it like array of objects. So array will be there, then objects will be there. So name, Hindu, comma, age 40, name Hari, age 4. So like this will be array of object. So again, if you want to push in this array of object, then I will do array of obj dot push name is so see, it is still giving me error because I have not taken everything. But the moment I will take everything, it will not give me error. So, but it will give me error. So if I do this, like again, if I do the and ages, so it is giving me error. See, if I move my home mouse over it, it is giving the type string is not assignable to type number. Okay, so that is there. Save it and 1 sec. Okay. Now let us see another complicated array. So let us see a multi-dimensional array. Although it is not used that much, multi-dimensional array, but if you create something like a chess or something like that, at those places this multi-dimensional array is being used. So we will use this const arr of arrays, const array of arrays. So here what we need to do, so what is this multi-dimensional array? So let me first tell what is this multi-dimensional array. So this is there, and then I will have a 11 comma 22 comma 23 and comma maybe I will have a 21 32 43. So I will have this thing. So now how to give the type of it? How to give the type of it? So let us give the type. Let us not do the cheating and see it. Let us do the type of it like this. Okay. So first thing is that it's an array. It's an array. Then again an array is there because of how we did it like this, and this array is of number. So I have to write the number here. This array is of type number. So one array outside array is there, and then inside that I have another array like, and that is of type number. That is of type number. So this is how this is the array of type number is there. Now let us do functions. Functions are again very important. So what is this functions and all? So let us do that functions. Okay, so in the functions I will come here and do functions here, const add nums is equal to, I'll take an arrow function, it doesn't matter, you can take anything. I will take an arrow function and num1 comma num2 is there, and then return num1 plus num2. Num1 plus num2 I'm doing. So now again one thing is that if I come here and do add nums 10 comma 20, and if I do here add nums 10 comma string 20, see, it is not giving me any error. TypeScript is not giving me any error. Why it is not giving me any error? Because it doesn't know what's the arguments are, what's the type of argument are. So how it will give me an error? So that's why when you create a function using TypeScript, it is very important to give the types of it. So you have to give the type here. In these two things, you have to give the type. Okay. So it is not giving me any error. So let us create the type in a something else. I will create, maybe I will do come here and do a const multi nums equal to num1 comma num2, and then I will have this and return num1 into num2. Num1 into num2 I've done, and maybe I will again do it, but this time I will give a type. So wait a sec. So this multi nums I'll do 10 20. It is again not giving error. So I have to give a type here. So I'll come here and do a, it's a type number, argument is of type number, num2 is also of type number. See, now this second one is giving me error. And it is telling me argument of type string is not assignable to parameter of type number, the correct error I have given, and I'll save it. Okay, so that is done. Now there is one more thing which is very important here. So you can give the return type also of numbers. Those who know a bit of Java and all, those who know a bit of Java, though they might have seen, okay, Java and C++. I don't remember that much, but it is there. In there, what we used to have something like maybe we used to write function like this. Okay, so I think integer was there. So like this int multi num and int. So this is the Java kind of a code I am writing. Okay, int multi num num1 comma int num2 and then something like maybe return num1 into num2. So this kind of code we used to write a lot in Java. So what is this int here? This int is the return type. This int is the return type. This int is like something like that. What we take in the parameters. But this int is the return type. So this is something which we used to do in Java and C++. This is not on Java and C++ course. So how to do this thing in TypeScript? So TypeScript, what TypeScript done? The TypeScript brought all those features from those strongly typed language like your Java, C++, all those types in JavaScript, which was like a thing which people used to not like in JavaScript because it used to not give a lot of errors because of that. And small project it is okay, but in bigger project, it one single error used to cost 2 days sometimes because people used to not understand. Someone give it as a number, it is coming back as a string. Sometimes from servers, what happens? Sometimes our servers something comes as a string. A very good example is that when you type something in the input boxes, even if it is a type of number, it will come as a string. So that is something which people sometimes don't understand, and people spend days in solving this problem. So those things were there. So now we'll learn about the return type here. How the and one more thing we are going to learn why the return type is important. So suppose I have this const mod nums is equal to num1 comma num2 num1 comma num2 I'll have, and then I will come here and do a done num1 modulus of num2 num1 modulus of num2 I'll do. Now again I will go here and do a mod nums and 10 comma 20 and then mod nums 10 comma 20 of string. Okay, so I did these two things, and again as I will do this thing as a number and do this thing as a number. So the second one will give me error because second one is okay. So but that is okay. But how do I no suppose this is a very large program in which there are hundreds of lines and all, but I want a modulus of something should always return me a number only. So it should always return me a number. So suppose I have 10-15 lines of code, and after that the developer did some mistake, and suppose he or she returns something like return num1 is greater than num2. See, this kind of things when a comparison is been done. So this is a modulus, this is comparison. It returns boolean. So it will return either true or false. It will either return true or false. Okay, true or false it will return. But I am not getting any error. And I wanted my function. I wanted my function to return a number only, just like that integer example which we saw for Java. I want it to return a number, but I'm not even getting an error. I am returning a boolean. It's a totally wrong thing. I should get an error here, but I'm not getting an error. So in that case, you should always give a return type. And return type, how it is give? Again, a colon I'll take and give a number. Like this I'll give. Okay, like a number. So this is the return type. See, now I'm getting an error for this. Now I'm getting an error for this. If I comment it out and if I uncomment, again I'm getting an error because I'm not returning anything. Uncomment this, I will not get an error for this. Okay, so let us keep that error, and I'm getting an error because see, boolean is not assignable to type number. See, it is written in a boolean. Boolean is not assignable to type number. So this is how you give the return type. This is how you give the return type in your TypeScript. So sometime there is a void return type, and that is also very common in Java also. Suppose I'm just doing a console log, I'm not returning anything in a function. Then what I need to do? So I'll do here const, and hey, one more thing. Today actually we don't have a lot of things, and one thing I'll give day one attendance, and I'll do and save it. So day one attendance is here. Okay, so please fill the day one attendance, because we are going to end soon, because we don't have are going to do that much today. And the const is there, and I want a void type. So I want a void type. So how the void type will come? So print sum equal to, so it is like num1, again it will be a number, comma num2 is of type number. Okay, so that is there. So suppose something is like this. Okay, so like this, I'm not returning anything, I'm just doing a num1 plus num2. So I might have a long function in which I'm not returning anything, and like print sum of 10 comma 20. Okay, it will give this thing. So this 10 comma 20 is there, and I will make it a string. It is okay. So now that is an error is okay, but I want what is I want a void, I want a return type here, but I don't have a return type. What will a return type here? If I don't have any return statement, it will be void. Again, this is a very big Java concept. Like Java also, we have this void, C++, C, everything we have this void thing when you don't have any return type. So this is the void thing is there. So as you can see, with all these things we have with TypeScript, we have achieved a lot of Java and C++ and C type of features. Still these things we have done. So we have seen number, we have seen string, we have seen Boolean, and we have seen interference, we have seen objects. Again, the object, the type is taken like this, and then the string, the type is taking like this, and all the not array. And lastly, how the functions are there. So we've learned a lot. Please go through all of these things, fill the attendance form, and tomorrow we are going to see those things which just Monish also asked. There is how to take multiple types, maybe in an array or something like maybe I have a mixed array of string and numbers. How to do that? All those things will be taught tomorrow. So please come tomorrow. It's a 4-day course, and we are going to do those things tomorrow. And with this, I will end this thing. If you're not yet subscribed, please do like and subscribe, because we are producing some very big quality content daily. Daily we're having two live streams, not only one, we're having two live streams. And one more thing, please hit the notification icon, bell icon, it will be there somewhere, because we're doing too much live streaming, so you'll miss out that thing. We're doing two live streaming every week. Most of the time we are going doing two live streaming. Saturdays we have most of the time at 3 p.m. at that workshop. Sometime we have in the morning also. So that is this. Please hit the notification icon, because some of you might not be there on a WhatsApp group and all. So it will help you to be there. And one more thing I want to tell here. See, this all I'm taking from this TypeScript book. Okay. So what is this TypeScript book? So this TypeScript book is a very nice written book which I've written in some time, and this is going to release on 5th of September. This will be available everywhere on Amazon and all the other places. It will be there. It will be PDF, and so this is the thing in which I have covered almost everything in TypeScript. TypeScript basic, compiler, classes and interface, advanced type, decorators, advanced types is there, decorators is there, to-do list types. We have some very good projects also. From chapter 7 we have some projects. So those who of you like books, and those who don't have time, you can always purchase these books on Amazon. It will be there soon on Amazon and all other platform. And we are going to have a paid course also on TypeScript, very like Udemy course we are going to have, not on YouTube also. We are going to have a lot of things, but we also need to provide something, so we cannot provide all the things. All these things will be a part of a course also on Udemy kind of platform which we are creating. So it will be there. So stay tuned. It will be released on 5th of this month. Okay, so that is there. And with this, I'm going to end to this stream, and we'll see. We'll will be available tomorrow. If you like it, please hit like button and subscribe, and also hit the bell notification.